Hey, this is Aaron with Scalability, and welcome to Freedom Fridays. Scalability is a software company that is leveraging technology to advance the kingdom. And Freedom Fridays is for our subscribers to where we can help you with systems, strategy, and actually making the software work in your business. We have 150 plus training videos, 24/7 live support when it comes to the tech side of things. But a lot of people struggle with, how do I actually make this work in my business? How do the pieces connect? What's the customer journey? And so every Friday, I go live, and our subscribers, if you're an active subscriber of Scalability, you can actually join these calls live on Fridays on Zoom and ask your questions, and we'll literally dig in and help you strategize your business and figure out the fastest way for you to start making money by leveraging scalability. So, as always, we have a couple people in the waiting room. We're going to jump right in and start answering questions and talking about what's going on this week. Hey, Kelly, how are you? We are live and ready to go. If you got a question, let's do it.
I do. I have been on the phone or the chat with your people this morning. And so I am we did have a funnel, the workshop funnel, so they can come and sign up for my workshop. But when I go on the mobile app, it does fine. When I go on the desktop, it goes to my link to join my community. So
Okay.
I'm not sure. And they
You
said
said when
something about
people
my
opt in, is that what you mean?
no, when they go in and type in the
Mm-hmm.
uniquelylifecoaching.com/free workshop, it goes to the join page.
Okay. So can I share your account and we can look at it?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet. Because, I like to just dig right in and see what's happening. So let's just take a look at it. All right. So I'm in the funnels here on your page or in your
Yes.
sub account. So
hmm
which one are we messing with? Uniquely
Uh, the,
Life?
the webinar opt-in page is the one I've been
Okay.
working on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the mobile, when I pull it up on my phone, it works fine. But when I go to put that in on my laptop, it doesn't.
So
So
you're
I
saying when
don't,
people opt in right here, right? When they
yes.
submit this, where you want them to go when they submit this?
No, they don't even get there.
Oh, this doesn't even show up, you mean?
Not on my laptop.
Okay. So then what we wanted, so it's showing up on the mobile and it's working properly, and you see it here in the editor, but it's not showing up on the desktop when you preview it.
That's correct.
Okay, perfect. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that the sections or the elements are visible on desktop and on mobile. That's what we want to check, right? So if
Okay.
this right here, this form is the one that is not showing up on desktop, then we click on it
Mhm.
and the settings come up over here on the right. And
Right.
so here, if we click on advanced, kind of this top right here, you can see it's visible on mobile and desktop, right? Now I haven't
Yes.
played with this, so we're troubleshooting it live. You see the orange box is inside the purple box, right? If I hover out of the orange, that purple column shows up.
Yes.
So if I click on the purple column, there's settings separately for that purple box. So if I come over here on the right, now these are the settings just for that purple column. So if I click on advanced here, visibility is on the desktop and on the mobile. So now if I go outside that purple box, it's in a blue box. See that?
Yes.
So if I click on the blue box, the settings pull up for the blue box.
hmm
Same thing, I can click advanced here and we can see that they're available on both. So this is going to be a good troubleshooting one. If we're going to go outside the blue box, goes to a green box. Okay. This green
Okay.
box is the section that all those things are inside. So if I click on the green box, same thing, click advanced, it's available on both. So we have an element that is just flat not showing up. All right. It could be two, and we'll take a look at this here in a second. That's the first thing you want to check. Check the elements, the columns, the rows, the section. Make sure it's visible on both desktop and mobile, because that's the first thing we want to check. Next thing, I'm going to check them here on the mobile as well. I'm just doing the same thing, right? I'm going to click on
Mhm.
the blue box, click advanced. I'm seeing that they're there available. Click on the form, advanced. They're both there. I'm going to click on the purple one that's there. They're both there. So it's showing that they should all be. It looks like they're all visible on desktop and mobile. So let's take a look here. The next thing I would check is the domain and stuff to make sure
Yes.
that we have the domain pointed right. So we've got uniquelyyoulifecoaching.com/free workshop. So if I take that right there and paste it into a new browser, it shows up on my desktop.
Okay.
So is this
I don't.
it was showing that everything is there and working properly. So this is actually showing up when I do that. Sometimes when you guys get this, just so you know, the reason I copied that and put it into a new window is if I'm in the editor here,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we make changes in here and you'll save them in the top right corner, but you won't publish them. And if you save them, you'll see them here and everything will be right. But then if you go to the website, like I copied and pasted the website here, it
Mm-hmm.
may not pull them up here because we copied and pasted the domain and went to the domain. But if we save it here and then we click this little preview eye in the top right corner,
Mm-hmm.
it'll show us that it's been fixed and it's working. But then if you just go to the domain and type in the domain, it won't be there because it wasn't published. So this is saying it looks like inside the builder, everything's published properly or everything's built properly. Everything's showing up on mobile and desktop. If I preview it straight from this window, it's showing up. And if we went straight to the domain, it's showing up. So it may be something on your computer. You might try, are you using a Chrome browser or are you using like Safari or something?
Chrome.
Okay, just so everybody knows, if you're having problems seeing some of your stuff and you're not on Chrome, that might be the problem. We've seen that fix so many people's stuff.
Okay.
Um,
So if I'm in Chrome, I should see it.
yeah, like if you're in Chrome, that everything seems to work great in Chrome. And then you might just need to clear the cache and like the stuff on your computer, because sometimes that hides things. But it looks like everything's connected and working properly, like you've been doing it right. It all looks good here.
And see when I go and type that in on Google on my other computer, which is still um it's still under Google, it takes me to my join page. I'm not understanding.
So you just typed in uniquelylifecoaching.com/free workshop and it's
Yeah.
taking you to the join.
Yeah.
Let's do a new incognito window and we'll just type it in. Everything's working
Came
right
up
on my
on
end.
this
Every,
makes no sense. Maybe I need to clear my cache. I don't
I say it
know.
might be the cache and stuff on your computer. I would try that
Yeah,
because it
because
looks
I've
like
used it on
everything's
both.
there.
Yeah, I've used it on my you know whatever this other computer is, and I've used it on my Mac, and both of them is the same thing. So
If
I
if we were checking these things and these things didn't work, I mean,
Mhm.
so I'm checking it here live with you and we're kind of troubleshooting it, and it looks like everything's in the right spots and everything's working properly. Um, and so it's got to be something that's on your computer. But if you guys are ever testing something like this, you go through these steps like we just did, test each one of the elements, the sections, the rows, make sure they're both visible on desktop and mobile, and then get in here and check the actual like URL and go to it, make sure that it's published and saved.
Mhm.
Outside of that, it's checking, I would go and check the actual domains. So I'd click on settings in the bottom left, click domains, and then I would go to um, the domain, click on the three dots and make sure that the domain is pointing to the website you want it to.
Okay, yeah, he did mention something about the domains. It says there's something that the domain said modification needed or something needed.
Migration needed. So if you guys see this, can I show your domains too?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. I mean, it's working on my computer, so it should be fine, but we'll address this too while we're on it. because it's good questions. So when you guys click on settings in the bottom left, and then you click on domains here in this left side menu, you'll see your
Mhm.
domains that you have added. And right here, you'll see migration needed. Basically, there's updates that have been done to the software. So you just need to click migrate domain, and then it'll probably
Mhm.
have you log into your GoDaddy or domains.com or wherever you have them. And then it'll just update some things, and that'll be it. So go ahead and do these on your computer, Kelly. Migrate both
Uh-huh.
of those. Just click migrate. It'll run you through the steps. It's not hard. It should automatically do it. Um, and then you click these three dots on the right and click edit. And here you just want to make sure you have it pointing where you want it to be pointing. And this will point to the main funnel. And then you can connect this to multiple ones, right? And it's just that slash the path afterwards, slash free workshop or whatever. So, but it looks like everything's here. I would clear the cache on your computer and then I would migrate
Mhm.
those domains and see if that helps it show up on your computer.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's working on our end and I can see it in the different browsers and everything. So it's got to be something that's just on your computer. And that
Okay.
would be
Good.
over my tech head to dive into your computer.
Yeah, because I think I had mentioned to you the other day that I had my computer, Chrome did some updates and I lost all of my
Hmm.
download information. And so, but that didn't happen on my Mac. So I don't know. But
Gotcha.
anyway, I will do that. I'll do those things and
All
yeah.
right. How's the
So,
websites coming? You got any other questions on it? Because I know you're
no, I
building out
have, I've
stuff.
just been trying to get that one little funnel to work.
Okay.
Spend hours
Well,
on that funnel. So
then
yeah.
send that link to a few people you know and say, "Hey, could you look at this on your desktop and make sure it's working properly?" As long as like I viewed it, we just tested it
Hmm.
live and everything's working properly.
Yeah.
So you could test it by making sure, right? Like send it to two, three other people and just say, "Hey, could you open this on your computer, make sure it looks like this?" And send them screenshots of your builder. Be like, "It should have this form. Is that form showing up?" And if it does, then I would be confident going ahead and like telling people, "Hey, you can sign up. Here's the link," even while you
Hmm.
try to fix it just on your computer. Now that we know it's kind of like isolated on your computer, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, it does.
Cool. Good. Anything else I can do to help you?
Um, no, I think that's all today.
Cool. Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Crystal, never nice and easy. Always complicated. How can I serve you, Crystal? How are you?
I am great. Thank you. And nice and easy. Hey, I got a word on the mountain last week that this new birth is going to be nice and easy because none of my actual physical births have been nice and easy. This hasn't always been nice and easy, but I got a new word. This one's going to be nice and easy. So
Yay! I'll take it.
I'll take it too. I'll
I'll
take
take
it
it.
too. Um,
That's good. So I take it you had a good trip. That's awesome. So,
it was amazing. Lots of downloads, lots of moving forward on the business side, getting pitch decks and speaker stuff and articles and corporations and all of that, like moving forward big time. So, and some connections. So it was very good. So,
good.
yeah.
So how can I serve
So
you?
lots of
How can
work.
I help you?
Um, so I actually made because like Joel messaged and was setting up the times again, and I think we got that straightened. I haven't actually gone in there to check. So I don't know if I know you've gone through the sequences before to show me what the emails say, but to make sure that those are correct with the scheduling and the follow-up emails for the right day and time. Um, Also, I did make an appointment to do a private one with you just to finish up because like we never actually finished going through my whole everything together a while ago. And
Okay.
so like we were gonna add some more like testimonials and that kind of stuff like video ones. So I do got some of those that I need to upload and
Okay.
um practice doing that. So
Perfect.
but I did change the day so you might see two because I was gonna do it Tuesday, but my granddaughter's getting her cast off on Tuesday and her mama wants me to be there with her. And I just found out about that last night. So I made it to
Gotcha.
Thursday.
Gotcha. So
Um,
do you want to look at some of the automations that you have now? Because that's a good review too for Freedom Fridays for people like how to find their stuff and write their things.
that would be amazing. Yeah. Um, because I do need to set up like more automations because I don't think we really set up a one-on-one option for coaching and what we were doing. I know we talked about it, but I don't know if we ever actually like set that. I see an email for it kind of, but I don't know if we actually went through it because like I said, we didn't kind of finish everything. We're kind of so yes, I say
All right,
yes. Let's go
let's
do
take
it.
a look at it. Can I share your screen and show your automations?
Yes, you may.
Okay. If you ever change your mind, I got you recorded. You're live. You can't take it back now.
Okay. And if I jump up screaming, I think my dog is hunting a mouse in my office. So just don't freak out too bad.
Well, at least we'll catch it on live.
Right?
Maybe
Hmm.
we'll have our first viral video ever.
Right.
Our viral Freedom Friday.
Here we go.
Okay. So tell us what you're doing, who you are, what you do,
Okay.
and about that. And then that will explain some of the automations that we're about to look at.
So I'm Crystal Travis, the founder of Label Breakers, and we help people break off the identity and negativity that the world has put on them so that they can know their true identity and who the creator says they are and who the creator says he is, so that they can walk in their purpose, on purpose, and with the one who is their purpose. And we do that by having a community, a book, speaker events, and retreats.
Very nice. Okay. So we've got some purchased, welcome, a year of weekly coaching calls, discovery calendar, payment failed, cancellation. These are most of these, minus the calendar. 1, 2, 4, and 5 are for the monthly subscription. Okay, so when somebody purchases the monthly subscription, it's a purchased welcome onboarding. So if you wanted to edit the email or the text message that they get when they buy, like right when they submit their payment, that's the
Mhm.
purchased. Okay, that's why we put it number one. It's like the start, the first thing that happens. So this is kind of something we do inside of ours. If you guys are doing a lot of automations, you'll notice they just get scrambled, right? There's no rhyme or reason to the way that they're put in the folder or in this area here, right? And so we put like number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5. We number them in the order of the way a customer journey will flow.
Mhm.
And so we do this to one, keep track of kind of where we're at and what we're building. But two, if I know I'm selling a paid monthly subscription, and then when they buy it, the first thing that's going to happen is they buy it, right? The purchase form, and I need the welcome automation. So we go number 1, purchased welcome. Then it's like, then what happens? That welcome automation will give them access to the Facebook group. The thank you page will take them to the Facebook group or the client portal, whatever you're using. And then what happens? Well, now that they're in the community, we want to make sure that they have access to our weekly group coaching calls. So number 2, 1 year of weekly coaching call reminders. And we have updated this for you with the times and the date that you gave us. So
Awesome.
these are all up to date and ready to go. So that's why we do number 2, because that's the second thing that's going to happen, right? Now, inside your community, whether it's a free community or a low ticket community, something like Crystal's doing and a lot of coaches and things do is you're upselling to the next thing inside your paid community, right? Forward facing, when you're doing podcast episodes, social media posts, interviews, whatever it is you're doing, when you are talking about what you do, it's join my community, join my community, join my community. People start paying monthly, they get the purchased, they show up in the community, they get the weekly calls, you build value on the calls. And then it's kind of that upsell process live on those calls and inside that community. Hey, we've opened up 3 spots one-on-one to work with me for the next 3 months. If you're interested, click the link below to schedule a call with me. And you drop the discovery call calendar. Okay. So you drop a link to your calendar, which is in another place. This is just the automation for it. But on those calls, it's like, hey, if you're interested in working with me or taking the next step, because it's a higher ticket sale, $1,000, $3, or 3,000, 5,000, 10, whatever it is, those are usually best handled on a call. than just text messaging back and forth. And so that's why we kind of say, hey, if you're interested in those, click the link to book some time on my calendar so I can see if we're a good fit to work with each other or see if it's right for you, whatever. And you send them a link right there on the post to the calendar. Then when they book on the calendar, that triggers this, the appointment confirmation reminders. That's why we have 1, 2, 3, right? Because that's the customer journey. Up front, it's go join my thing. They purchase, they get to welcome the onboarding. Then they get the weekly call reminders where you're going to pitch them and talk about the next thing. And then they book a call and they get the calendar reminders. And from that point on, you're selling your next thing, your next big thing, one-on-one coaching or whatever that looks like, right? You don't have automation set up for that because you were still kind of developing that piece out. At that point, they're in the community. We want them to show up to the coaching calls every week. You want people booking discovery calls where you can sell your event or sell your thing. So in yours, Crystal, if you have the event coming up, you could be doing your weekly coaching call and talking to your paid community and saying, hey, we've got an event coming up. If you're interested in that, click the link below, schedule some time with me, and I'll show you what that looks like. And you could get on a discovery call, tell them about it, sell them a ticket over the phone.
Okay.
Or if you have a different landing page you're building where people can just go to the page and buy, then you can say, click the link below to sign up today and reserve your seat. And then you just post a link to the website that signs them up for that. And then you have an automation for that, right?
And I have that.
Right. So then the payment failed and the canceled automation, these are two, that's why they're 4 and 5, is because somebody's payment's going to fail. They're not going to tell you they're canceling. The payment just won't go through. And so then that's why it's number 4. And there's texts and emails that go out to them, that go out to you to let you know, hey, so-and-so's payment failed, reach out to them. So you can manually reach out and try to get them to keep their subscription going or cancel them. So
a
we put our
question about
automations in order. Hold on a second. We
okay.
put our automations in order so that it's a customer flow. So if you guys are ever kind of wondering about your automations should help you when you look at them, be like, oh yeah, the customers are going to purchase, get the weekly calls. We want to book a discovery to upsell. Then there's going to be payment failed, cancellations, managing the community. And so it's kind of like gives you a good idea of your customer journey if you label your automations in the path that your customers will follow. Okay, sorry, what were you going to say?
No, so question about that because it was question like when the payment fails, are like, do we get notification? Where do we get our notifications from what is going on with them, like from this email flow? So like if their payment fails, where will that tell us that for me to go check is what I'm asking.
Right. So if I want to make you troubleshoot here and make you work on it because I'm going to help you like learn it.
Okay, good.
We teach people how to fish. We don't just give fish. So if you have that question, Crystal, right? What happens if somebody's payment fails? Like, I don't understand what's actually going to happen. That's literally the question you have, right?
Right.
So when somebody's payment fails, that triggers an automation. That's like what your mind should think. It's going to be in the workflows. It's going to be in the automations. There's something happening, but I don't know what, but I know it's an automation. So if we click on automations here, you're going to see all of these. Where do you think you would go to try and figure out what happens when a payment fails?
Well, probably well, I would have to go to this, probably open up the dots here, right? Where the payment fill option is. Does that show me something in there?
No, which one of these do you think is going to be the automation for if somebody's payment fails to where
Well,
you
the
can
one that
figure out?
says payment failed.
There you go. So it's not a trick question. I got you.
Right.
Payment failed automation. You can click on the 3 dots, but this
Okay.
is just to copy, duplicate, move around, things like that. If you just want to see what the automation is doing. So you're saying what happens when somebody's payment fails? There's going to be an automation. You click on that, you see these. If you've labeled them correctly, it says payment failed automation. So click on it and it'll open it up. And here you'll be able to look at exactly what happens in a line. So the trigger up top is the payment failed. And if you're wondering what happens, you just flow downhill. First thing that happens, a customer text. So if we click on customer SMS, it brings it up over here on the right side, and you can see the text that goes out to the customer.
Okay.
Then it looks like it's going to flow down, and there's an email, Crystal. So I click on that, and over here it says email Crystal is what's happening. It's going to come from your location name to a particular user, Crystal Travis. So it's going to send you an email to the email address that you log into Scalability with.
Mhm.
The subject line will read, Aaron Jennings, membership payment failed. And then it'll say, this is an internal notification letting you know Aaron Jennings monthly subscription failed. Reach out to them to see if you can get back on board or if they want to cancel. And then we have instructions for you here. If
Okay.
they want to cancel, do 1, 2, 3, 4, like do these things, right?
Mhm.
So if you're trying to figure out what happens when something, there's always going to be an automation. Like if we build stuff for you guys, this is how you troubleshoot. If you have a team building stuff for you, this is how you'll troubleshoot, right?
Mhm.
Somebody's building your automation and then they just go, you know what? I don't like you anymore. And they quit and they leave. You would figure out sites, people opt in, people buy, people do their thing. And then that triggers an automation. That's it. So you always check the site. You always see if there's an automation that's working off of what happens on the site. If we click here, the internal SMS, because it flows on down, right? It says internal
Mhm.
SMS. Right here, it looks like it's sending a text to Crystal Travis as well with the same information. So if somebody's monthly payment fails, the system's going to automatically text them and say, hey, your payment failed. And then it's going to text and email you and say, hey, their payment failed. Reach out to see if you can get them back on board.
Okay. And so the order that you just went in, that goes under the 1, 2, 3. So like if it's a private one-on-one and their payment fails, it will still trigger that same order afterwards then,
No,
right?
this is going to work for the monthly subscription.
Only
So if
for
I
the
go into
monthly.
payment
Okay.
failed, at the
Okay.
top, the trigger
Hmm.
here, if we click on that, that'll open up the details. So this is saying that the status is
Oh,
a
okay.
payment failed
Over there. Okay.
on the global product label breaker subscription with this price of 17.
Okay.
So this workflow is specific for the monthly label
Month.
breakers.
Okay. So I'd have to set up a new one for one-on-one if it's like a monthly, like, or even, yes. Let's see, what is my question?
So you see here what I'm doing?
Right.
So I'm changing the name or I'm adding it, monthly label breaker
Okay.
subscription. And then
Okay.
we're clicking save. Now, when we go back out here, we've got a clear picture of like, okay, this is still number 4, but it's saying monthly label breaker sub. So if you
Okay.
wanted to create a 90-day program or 6-month program or a year-long program, you would set up a new product,
Okay.
one-on-one coaching, 12 months, one payment a month of $1,000, whatever, and that's a subscription for 12 months. And it's going to charge their card every month. So then you would create a new automation, right? So you're
Hmm.
going to create the product,
Hmm.
12 months at $1,000 a month, whatever. Then you're going to create the like a sales page where you can take their payment. And then you make that sales page when they enter their card or you take their payment over the phone and you charge their card, it automatically triggers the automation that says, hey, welcome to coaching, blah, blah, blah. You would have like some of these same things. You could duplicate the purchased and then
Hmm.
redo it for the new product. You could duplicate the coaching calls if you wanted, and then just change the dates for the coaching calls that you decide you're going to have with them. And then you could duplicate these as well.
Okay.
So yes, it's like these are specific for the monthly subscription that we created for you. And then as you guys add new products, you're going to have these same type of things for each thing, right?
So
Like
wait,
I
so,
don't,
oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so I can just click on those 3 dots and do duplicate and
Yep.
then just change the name and it
Yeah.
will be for,
So let's
so like
say,
for the event and everything. I have the product, I have the page,
mhm.
but I don't like have an email that's being sent out to them
Right.
or
So
that
let's
they
do
sign
this
up for
then.
the
Come
event.
in here to purchased welcome. And
Okay.
like, we know this is like, hey, you purchased, right? If we open this one up, we can see what the steps are. So here it's adding a tag, it's adding a tag, it's adding a tag, and then it's emailing you, it's emailing them, and it's texting them, and then it's waiting 2 days, and it's reminding them to join the group and reminding them to join the group by text and email. Okay,
Okay.
that's what's happening right here when they purchase on this specific order form on this specific sales page. So if we go That's what I need to set up for people that buy the event. Okay, let's come back out here, go to purchase, go to the three dots and click duplicate workflow. And then here you can name it. You could say purchased event ticket. We use these green check marks so that we know they're done. So you see like the ones we build for you, right? And then we give you, we number them so that they're in order of like customer journey. And then we put a green box right there in the title. That way we know like these are done. If we're not done, so when we're building, we'll put a red X there. We just use the emojis and we just put a red X there. That way we know there's still elements in here that need to be worked on. So I would click to open this purchase. I would come up here at the top and I would say, this is here, but it's not done yet.
Okay.
And that's just a way that we use to where we look at it and we go, okay, that's quick and easy. Now we can see which ones we need to work on and not. Now, this is always going to be trigger and flow downhill. So this is an order form submission, but you see here, it's in the funnel, label breakers. The page is the join page and the subscription is label breakers. So we can leave this as the order form, but we want to change the in funnel website to which one is the page where they sign up for the event?
Unlock
What's
your imagination retreat, the first one.
the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So see now what we're going to do is we're going to filter this. You see how it took those other things away?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to say in this website, right? In this funnel or website called Unlock Your Imagination. I'm going to delete this so you guys can see it. We'll add a filter, click select here, and we say the pages. This is going to be the page that has the, actually, let me delete this here. In funnel, unlock your imagination, add filter, pages. This is the page that has the payment form on it. Okay, so if you've got your sales page and the payment form is right there on the page or in the pop-up, then you'll choose that page. If they go to the sales page and when they click the button to buy, it takes them to the next step of the funnel to put in their payment, that's the one that you'll select here. So is this, are these the steps of that funnel?
Yes.
So it looks like you just cloned ours then, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So
So would it be the join page is the payment page you're setting up for this one?
I believe that's what the first one is, right? Yeah, because it's in the
Yeah.
pop-up of it. Yeah.
Yep. It'll be on the pop-up. Yep. And then it'll go to the confirmation and the privacy policy is just in the bottom. So the page is the join page of this funnel. And then we want to select product is, and here you can select what the product is, the BU retreat. Add a filter again, and you would say submission type is a sale, opt-in, upsell, bump, etc. So we say a sale. So now this is saying that when somebody actually puts their credit card in and buys on this website, on this page, this product, that's what will trigger the rest of this.
Okay.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's going to flow downhill. So naturally, like you could leave the master marketing tag on them, but then you wouldn't want to have purchase premium access tag because that's not what they're purchasing, right? So we can open this up and we remove that tag and we could say purchased. What was it just called again? What retreat?
The BU retreat.
BU. If you're going to do these over and over, like if this is a yearly event, I like to say purchased, as you can see here, purchased what? The last one was purchased a subscription. If you're going to do multiple things, it's good to label them with the tags. So purchased BU retreat, but which one? 2024?
Okay. Yeah.
Right? I would say 2024. If you're going to do them multiple times, then you would say June 24, right?
So
Like,
so would I go in and change just that part, just the date part of the thing every time as I'm because I'll go in and change the page to the updated dates. So then I would change the action just in this step, not have to make a whole new email sequence, right? For
are
each
you talking
time.
about like for the next event?
Yeah.
This is a good question. So what she's asking is, if we do an event in 2024, we're building this now for 2024. But then when we do it in 2025, you don't want to go build it again. You could just update this one. I would say you don't update this one, but you clone this one and make it the next one. The reason being is every one of these has statistics.
Mm.
And so I like to clone them. So we would say you could change the dates on your sales page to where it's like the sales page talks about the 2025 event and whatever changes for that. And you can just update that sales page. And then you update the product if you need to on that sales page. But then I would clone this workflow and I
Okay.
would say purchased event ticket 2025, purchase BU retreat 2025. Because then you're going to be able to see the stats of who landed on the page and who came through the workflows and
Mm.
how many people opened the emails and things like that. Because here inside of the workflows, in this top left, you've got stats view, and it will actually show you like how many people are opening the
Mm.
emails and clicked and replied and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
And so I like to just separate the workflows out. I would just duplicate it. And then, yes, you would just go in and make changes just like we're doing to this right here.
Okay. Okay.
So here I would say purchase BU retreat 2024. And then I just copy that and paste it here and add a new tag. So now it's going to tag them with that.
Okay.
Okay. And then this one, we don't need an active subscriber. So let's just get rid of that one. See, so now we've got that when they purchase, we want to tag them master marketing, tag them that they purchased 24, and then email you, email them, text them, and you can just come in here and just make the changes to whatever you want because it'll already be coming from, right?
Mhm.
It'll already be coming from you, from email. You'll just change the subject, scroll down, you'll change the body.
Okay. I leave to make it easy. Make sure the little things that are in the brackets and the quotations, I leave those alone because those are already set up the right way, right? I don't have to mess
Yeah.
with those.
If
Okay.
this is an email, Crystal, you need to start messing things up. You gotta start playing
Girl,
with them to get used to it.
I know, but
That's why you have these questions, because you're not messing things up enough.
because I paid you to not mess it up.
I see Kelly's you're muted, but Kelly brought her video back on just to tell you you have to start messing things up.
Did you?
It's scary, but you do.
Well, look,
Okay.
we just cloned this, and so there's nothing happening. It's not even published. You can mess up whatever you want.
Well, I did. I made a whole new funnel for my event without you and a product and all that. I just haven't messed with the email too much yet.
This is where you need to start messing things up.
This is
Okay.
where we need to collaborate because I've done the email part. I
Yes.
haven't worked on the funnel quite as much. Yeah.
There you go. Perfect. So this right here, you'll see if this is an email going out to them, like a welcome email to the customer, you're seeing from location name. These are going to, yeah, like if you want to leave it from location name and from location email, if you know you cloned something that we built for you, then you know those are pulling from the right place. It's going to say your name and it's going to say your company. But you can always delete that and just type your name right there if you wanted.
Do it.
Huh?
Oh, do it.
Look, nothing major happened.
This is the day live.
It's live. Nothing blew up. My
Okay.
computer didn't explode and nobody died. We're good. Whatever you type in there is what they're going to see. So when you
Okay.
guys have an email going out to somebody and you type from name, this is literally just what they see. When you open your email inbox and it says from so-and-so, that's this, from name.
Okay.
From email, if you don't know how to use these, then that's fine. Just type in your email address. Whatever you put in here is what they will see. You're not changing the way the email address or the dedicated domain or the servers or anything. All that stuff's going to work the way it's supposed to work with the system. All you're doing right here when you type whatever you want is you're typing what you want the customer to see when they get the email. That's it. But the system's still going to send it from your dedicated domain that's already set up and working.
I get it, dude. I grew up in the early ClickFunnels and early Facebook and learning how to put in all those tags, and it was a lot of work, and it was scary when you mess with the brackets. So, so yeah, it's a fear I got to get over the brackets because all those tag things.
Yep. So just come through here and make the changes, right? You want an email to you, a welcome email to them, an email text to them. And then if we don't want this stuff, like you can leave it as wait 2 days and then it sends them a reminder or wait to whatever. And here, these are just reminder email to join the group. Well, this
Okay.
is for purchase the BU event, right?
Mm-hmm.
BU event ticket, event 2024. This is for this. So you don't need to wait 2 days and then remind them to join the group unless there's a group specifically for this event. Like if there's a separate group for this, then great. If there's not, you could just put your own Facebook group in there. Just open this email up and change it to where it's like, hey, if you haven't yet, join our free group over at such and such. Or you can send them wherever you want, or you just click delete and you remove all the actions from here and it'll delete all the rest of those.
Okay.
And what happens is, just like at the bottom here, they hit the bottom and it goes end. That's it. It's just going to stop sending them stuff. So if you have this to where it's tags them, emails you, emails them, texts them, and then you delete all these others, this little end at the bottom will move up to right here and it'll just stop doing things.
Okay.
That's it. So just put in here what you want. And then any one of these things, just click on them. It opens them up on the right side and see if they're doing what you want them to do. Make sense?
Yes, it does. You recorded this though, right?
We're live on YouTube. So
Okay,
yes,
good.
you can grab the replay for sure. Does that strike any other questions, Kelly, or anything you want to throw in there since you've been dabbling with this too?
I do have one question about the emails thing. If you want to put a GIF in there, like if you're sending them a free gift, I've seen like little GIFs that will have like somebody holding their hands out or whatever, like, like a picture like that. Do you put that in your media or how do you get that inside of an email?
I don't know. I don't do it.
Ah, okay.
Well, why aren't you in there
Honest,
playing, mister?
honest answers. Honest answers. Um, I'm trying to think. I know are you wanting the gift to actually show up like making the video movement in their email when they open it up, that kind of a thing?
Yeah, it's just like a little
Right.
thing that shows, yeah, the move. I do want the movement to be there.
Right.
Yeah,
You want
not
the
just,
movement in the deal. I'm not
yeah.
sure how to do it. That's not my forte at all. We pretty much do these, so I'm not sure. You
Because
might be able to do it in templates.
Like
Um,
same question, like if you wanted to put a video or a picture, is
so the
that
way
the
I
same
usually
type
do
of
them,
thing?
if I'm doing a video, a lot of times I'm linking it to a video like on our YouTube channel so that we get you over to our YouTube channel. So
Mm-hmm.
like this, I would do click here
Mm-hmm.
to view this video, or I would, let's say I would just like double space down. And then right here towards the top right, you can click add image and you can upload an image. And this, I would use like a screenshot of the YouTube video. So if I had like the YouTube video on my channel, because I try to send people over to the YouTube channel, then I would just go to the YouTube channel or I would upload the video, the thumbnail for that video. And I would put the thumbnail right here. And then I would link the thumbnail to where when they click on it, it goes out to the YouTube video.
So with the link, you click the little link thing up there, right? And
So
that's
if
add
we
image. The
added
one
an
next to it
image,
is
if
the
we
one next
added
to
an
it.
image just to show you guys, let's see, alternate text, good enough. So if I add an image, it shows up just like that. So if I
Mhm.
click on the image now, I can come up here to add the link, and here
Okay.
I can put the YouTube video link and then make it open up in a new window, and it'll keep their email open and it'll open up your YouTube channel. That's the way I do them. I know there's tons of ways to do them, but this is just that's the way I do them. So I don't know how to do the GIF. That one's over my head. That would be
Mm.
somebody else's department. That's one of those
it is
where I'd go,
department
hey,
lead.
get a GIF in the email and make it work. And I'd send it off to one of our team.
See, sometimes we don't have to know everything if we got a team.
Exactly. But sometimes if you don't know, you either figure it out or you just don't do it.
Come on.
You might be able to do it in the templates as well. It's like if you go to your templates, there's stuff in there where you can do those too. I don't know if it is because I always use them in here. I always use the workflows when I'm setting stuff up. So I still would not be much help on that one for you.
Kelly's
Any other
gonna teach us how
questions?
to do it.
Do what?
Kelly's gonna teach us how to do it next week, huh?
Yeah.
She's going to be the emo queen.
Yep, exactly. Kelly's got this. She's
Kelly's
teaching Freedom Friday next week.
got Oh, sorry,
Any other
Kelly.
any other questions or anything on these? On
Um,
this stuff?
not till I start playing more.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Have you guys played with because you guys have events and things that you're getting people to opt in on. Have you guys noticed any problems or issues or can't find things on with the new like form updates and the website updates? Because we have updates in the builder and in the forms that has changed where some of the settings are. And so I thought that would be a good kind of something to point out, but I figured I would ask you guys if you've actually experienced it yet on building the forms or the websites. So little things like the button hover.
Hmm.
I'll pull up a demo account here real quick and we'll take a look at it. I'll show you guys what I mean. Whoops. There we go. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So if we just take a test website here and open up the editor, there's just some little things that have changed that like this book a service right here, like a button specifically. If I hover over this button, nothing happens, right? Well, you used to be able to just click on the button and then go over here on the right and scroll down in, I think, advanced settings, and there would be like a hover. Like right in here, you could just click hover, or elevate, or bounce, or something like that. Well, now there's actual animations up here at the top. So if you click animations, these are all things that you can make that button do. So we could say we want that button to come in from the left, right here, right? Slide left. If I click on that, now when somebody scrolls down past it, that button's going to slide in from the left. If I want it to hover, though, like we used to, you'd scroll all the way down to the bottom and there'd be a hover animation here. And here you can do the wobble to where when the mouse goes over it, it wobbles. Or you can do an elevate to where when you go over it, it lifts up. And so now we've got a slide left and a lift up, right? We do the animation, we can take that back off. And then we just have like that hover. So there's different things like that. You can actually change, not change, but you can add animations to all this different stuff now. So let's say as we scroll down here, you want this picture to come in from the left. We can click on that photo, come over to the right and click animations at the top. And then here we can say we want it to slide in from the left. And then on this one, click on this one, we want it to animations and slide in from the right. So now when people would scroll down there, those two would slide in from the outsides. So if we save and preview this, when we hover that button now, we put our mouse over it, it lifts instead of just sits there. And now if we scroll down, those two pictures pull in as we scroll, right? So animations are actually built into everything now where you can just say, oh, and then I want this text, click the animation. I want it to actually just fade in. So then when somebody hovers over it, it's going to fade in like that, right? So there's these cool animations that you can just quickly and easily make things like slide, drop, and pull, and you can do it on all this stuff. So
So that
that's
I
one
just
cool
had a
thing on the
question.
pages. Yeah,
So that's really fun. Like that's cool. Like have you experiments or like can you do too much? Like if you're doing that like in every box, is it like
of
too much
course.
or does it keep like their attention? Like have you tested like how much you should animate stuff?
We don't test how much, but essentially just use it to help pull people's attention is all. So like we've added stuff to like fast scalability. We went through our website and added some of those things to it, right?
Mm.
To where as you scroll down, like that pops up just because it catches your eye and makes you look at that. And like, oh, it just kind of makes it stand out. But you notice it doesn't keep doing it,
Hmm.
right? We've added video in the background to make this kind of like hold your attention a little bit more. And then as we go on down, we've added where like these photos slide in, right? But that's the only thing that happens. It slides in and you stop there and that's it. And now it gives you a chance to read it. You slide down to the next one, same thing. Slides in, it makes you go, oh, like that slides in. So like we haven't done, basically we just do those main ones and that's pretty much it. Just a little action to keep people's eyes moving down the screen. But we haven't gone overboard, if you will.
Right.
So, you know,
So your one was playing video in the back that was moving. That was one where you could do an animation with that too. That wasn't
nope,
in.
that's an actual video. So like, let's say you wanted that background animation, you would come to this green section, right? You hover over the green, click on that to where these things show up here on the right. And then here you can click video.
Mm,
And when you click video, you're saying you want the background to be whatever video. So then you'll select the media and you can upload from your computer. And you would upload whatever video you want in there. I don't know where that video is.
okay.
But you would upload the video and then you format that video there. So
Okay.
yeah, you just have the option now to actually be able to go image or video for that background section.
Hmm. So since we're talking that, can you go into my bee retreat funnel for me? Because there's one like on mobile, it looks okay, but on desktop, I have a big blank space because I wasn't sure. Like I was messing with the elements, but I couldn't figure out how to get rid of that blank space on the desktop.
Sure. These are good questions because everybody struggles with the website. So I like to kind of review these things regularly. Let's see, the Unlock Your Imagination retreat. Do I still have you? You're muted. I didn't see your picture, so I lost you.
All right, I said I was going to make my screen small so I can go on my scalability too. So
Okay, so I'm on the Unlock Your Imagination retreat. Is that the right one?
yes, see that big black space? I can't
Yep.
remember.
So if we go edit, we go edit and open this up, this space in here.
Mm-hmm.
That's because you have big pictures on this side and they're
Mm-hmm.
spaced out 3 pictures and it's really long.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got one section over here. So you see the purple section and the
Mm-hmm.
purple section, right?
Okay.
This purple section, this purple section. And so
Mm-hmm.
what you have is you have like these 3 pictures are really long.
Mm-hmm.
And the stuff that's in this purple section isn't long enough to match what's there, and it's set to center it in that space. So one of the ways that we do it, one is you want to add some space between your paragraphs,
Okay.
right? So like this looks like a run-on sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So if I come over here, right, this looks really long. Space it out.
Okay.
White space, so space in between texts. When people see a big paragraph, they go, I don't want to read all that. When people see 1 or 2 lines and then a double space, like a little space in between, and then a couple lines, um, that makes them go, oh, it's just a couple lines. They'll read a couple lines, read a couple lines, read a couple lines. So that's one way is by simply clicking here at the end and just entering, just hit enter. And all of a sudden there's a double space. That's the easiest way to just drop some space in between. And what that does is it moves the top of this up and it moves the bottom of this down because it's trying to match the bottom of this picture with the top of this picture. If we want to leave all this and we just want to bump it up to the top, we'll just clone one of these boxes,
Mm-hmm.
drag it down under the button, and then just delete the text
Mm-hmm.
and just enter a few times.
Mm-hmm.
So that just added a big space here at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So now if we save that and we take a look at it, oh, I didn't publish it. This is a live site you got, so I didn't publish it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that we've published it, let's preview that. So you see it still has the bigger space here now,
Mm-hmm.
right? But these pictures are just scooting it down. So it scooted this up a little bit
Mm-hmm.
and left a big space here. I
Mm-hmm.
would reformat or do something different with these photos.
Okay.
instead of having them so long, because it's just going to throw this off. Even if you put this text all the way to the top, they're
Mhm.
going to scroll down and there's going to be like a massive blank space here.
Okay.
So something you could do is make some of this text as more of a headline with a subheadline, and then put your three pictures side by side, and then put more text underneath it.
Okay.
To where when you first come to the page, you see like the BU retreat in bigger letters up here, maybe a
Mhm.
couple lines of text underneath it, and then three photos next to each other, and then a couple lines of text, kind of
So
reformatting it.
I guess so that because like that was these pictures, it was easy because I just cloned the one picture that was there. Like you already had in the other funnel because like we just cloned the
Yep.
funnel.
Mm-hmm.
So to move the pictures over to the boxes was a different obviously format. Was like, I don't want to mess that.
There she goes again, not wanting to mess things up.
I did though. I made a couple. I messed around a little bit, but
All right, hold on. Let me look at this. So what you would do is you would create a different section. So these are sections, right?
Mhm.
The blue spots are sections.
Okay.
So you see this blue one here?
Hmm.
It's it's wide, and then it has three boxes in it. Those
Hmm.
boxes in it are the purple ones.
Okay.
One purple, two purple, three purple.
Okay.
Here you have a blue box and you've
Hmm.
got two purple, one purple, two purple, right?
Okay.
If you wanted to have one long headline, you would have a blue box with just one purple in it and one headline in it, right? So we would come down, I would come down underneath this. Essentially, we can come in here and you could say, grab one column that's wide. See, and then here we could clone this and drag it down. This is just playing, Crystal, and everybody
Hmm.
else. This is playing. You have to play. You have to drag things around. You have to get used to like moving things and playing with things. Because, see, like we're moving this on a live site, but we have not saved and published this part yet. So I'm making these changes and nobody's seeing this but me. If I save this, nobody still sees it. It is not live to the public yet unless I publish it. So like we could add this and we could say the BU retreat, make it in the middle. We could bump up the text, make it 65, nice and big. We could say, let's bring this one down. I'm just going to clone this, same thing. I'm going to drag it down. Or you can use these arrows and click it down. See, and it's making it go under the next thing.
Hmm.
We're just dragging them around. It's like people are nervous to do this because it looks really bad, but it's like this is what you have to do is play with things. See, I just sized it down smaller so now I could see it. And now I can just drag it down under that one and then make the font bigger again, however big you want it. Make it centered right underneath that. So see, now we have one blue box that just has big text, small text. And now
Hmm.
if I wanted those pictures underneath it, I could do a blue box again, add a blue box, but make this one 3 columns. And then add 1, 2, 3 pictures. And then make another blue box underneath it with just one set of text underneath. And you'd have that section. Make sense?
Yes and no, you're just scaring the crap out of me. So I'm like, oh, no, I'm gonna be able to fix it. This is live and people are coming in a month.
Well, you know.
So my brain's trying to get around that and breathe. Breathe.
Yep. Understood. Well, this is what happens when you bring in new products and things, right?
Right.
Because like anytime you bring in a new product or do a new thing, you're starting from scratch. You have to design new websites, you got to design new automation, you got to make things work together again. And this is why I'm like, there's nothing wrong with having new products and having new things and doing new things. But a lot of times, this is the reason I'm always talking people into like, just sell your thing. Just sell your thing. Like once you have it up, just clean that up and keep working on it, make it better and better and better. Because the longer or every time we try something new, we have to figure out a new website, figure out a new automation. And unless you're good at it, right, it can take a lot of time for you to like put things together, make it look right, and this and that. But at the same time, Crystal, as I've told you since day one, and everybody else, are you spending 30 minutes a day in here dragging things around every day?
No, because I
That's
told
why we're
you I paid
nervous.
you. I don't want to be in here 30 minutes a day.
But see, you created something new,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
So,
And
like, yeah,
I
you paid
was
us to
when I
build
was creating
something.
this.
You paid us to build something, and that part's done. So either go and sell that and just stick with that, or every time you start something new, though, you have to spend the time like rebuilding it. And if you're going to spend the time rebuilding it, the best thing you can do is spend 30 minutes every day just in the automations, moving stuff around, deleting automations, duplicating automations, writing text, sliding headlines around, just moving stuff around. And that's your learning, right? Like don't go to YouTube and learn new stuff about everything under the sun. Just go into your software and just use it, use it, use it. The only reason I'm able to click through this stuff right now, like you said, how do we put a GIF in an email? I'm like, I don't know. I don't do that stuff. But how do we design a website and move stuff around? And I'm doing it live with you guys without needing to prep because I've done this part so much. I'm like, oh yeah, we just move this, slide that around. And you're watching it going, oh, you make it look so easy. Well, I've got like 3 years, 4 years of just this. It just takes the
See,
time of the building.
this is your thing though. I don't want
Exactly.
your thing. I
Right.
want you to
Exactly.
do this thing for me. So I get it because I
Yep.
put multiple years into this too. Like I said, I
Yeah.
did it with
I hear
ClickFunnels.
you.
I did it with all this stuff. So I
Yep.
get what you're saying to me.
It's
And I know
frustrating.
to build some stuff I do, but I don't want this. This isn't my thing. I only want to know enough to know that the person that's doing it is doing it right. And then if I do want to make some changes, I
Yeah.
can
Make the
go in
easy
and make
stuff.
some little changes. But the big things, I don't want to know it as good as you.
Yeah.
I don't.
Exactly.
That's why I
No,
paid
I'm
you.
with
This
you.
is your thing.
Yep. I'm with you. I'm with you.
So my 30 minutes a day is building my community, is
Yep.
studying what I want to teach them and what I want to tell them. That's where I want to spend my time. This I
Yeah.
just want to spend a little bit of time playing and knowing that the person who's building it is doing it right and giving me what I want.
Yep. Understood. Gotcha. We can always build whatever you
And
want,
that's
whenever
why
you
I
want.
got you. That's
Yep.
why I got you on
Exactly.
my team.
Yep.
Because
We
you're
can
the
always
expert. You're the
we
expert.
can always build whatever you want, whenever you want.
Yeah, yes,
That's
you
why we
can.
got you. That's why we got you back on again next week.
Come on. And
All right.
it is fun. I mean, it is fun to know, like, to have, that
To
you
have a
can
good
have
idea.
to have the idea and that you are interacting with your customers because this is an interaction with your customers too.
Hmm.
And like you're speaking to them, like writing emails and all that is fun because it's your voice coming to your customers and the people that you're selling to. So
Right.
I get all that, and Kelly's doing awesome with that. And yes, I agree. But the main things, that's what I pay you for.
Oh yeah. The main things. Keep the main things the main things.
That's right. No, but
Cool.
thank
Do
you for
you
breaking it all down. Thank
Yeah. Do you want me to leave? So we put that section on there,
you.
the where I built the sections down for you. Hold on, let me show you. That way you're not guessing. This section that I did right here.
Right.
This, of course, is down here under these boxes, not at the top. But here, I made this blue section with the headline and the body. We put a spot here for 3 pictures, and then we've got a blue box with that. Do you want me to leave this here for you? Because what you could do here is you can edit this, size, color, whatever you want, edit this, whatever you want. You can add your photos, change this. And then what you would do is you'd come over these blue boxes and click the arrows and just shoot them up the page to the top.
Okay.
And so we can shoot those boxes up to the top and see now they're up here. And then you would delete this underneath it when you have those the way you want. If we click
So,
save, it will
mhm,
save them here in the builder, but they won't change anything from the way it's seen right now by the people out front.
okay. Yes. And so then my question is like if I do that, like how you have it up there like that, um, if we do the three word, so those, if I move the pic, go back up.
I'm going.
So where you have the three boxes, if I move the pictures into those boxes, then does it get rid of this other purple side over here so that it's going across
No,
the
that's what I
whole
mean.
page?
Like if you move if you want to move these up or put these in there, then you would just delete this section when you're done.
Delete that whole
Yeah,
blue
so like
section
leave it
is
here
what I
so you
want to
can
delete.
like copy the text and put it in here like you wanted to, right?
Okay.
Copy the
Oh,
text and put it up here. And then you could drag these photos up there.
mhm.
Like we can drag them in there,
Okay.
but you're probably going to want to like try to size them to where
Mhm.
they're the
Okay.
same like format size, right? Because you've got one here that's kind of a square, one that's a rectangle, and then one that's a rectangle up and down.
Okay.
And so they're going to kind of be different size like that, right?
Okay.
So you can slide these boxes and make them bigger or smaller. But then once you're done, like with this section down here, you can just delete like this blue box that this stuff's in.
So the purple, if I delete the blue, which is the big outside one,
If you
that
delete the
deletes the
blue,
purple too.
it's going to delete the purples that are in it
Okay.
and the oranges that are in it with the headline and stuff. It'll delete all
Okay.
that.
So we'll delete
Or you
all of
can delete them one at a time. Like we can
Okay.
delete this box right here. Just by deleting that, it'll only delete this side and this stuff will still be here.
Okay. And
So
you already
basically
moved.
just remove those elements that you don't want there to where this looks right.
Okay. Okay. Yes,
Does that help?
it does. And if I
And
mess it
then
up too bad, I'll message you.
do what?
And if I mess it up too bad, I'll message you. But I'm not gonna mess it up because you already got it halfway done and it looks
I'm gonna save it so you guys see. We can save it and then it'll switch to where there's this little dot for publish. But this is a live website, so I'm not gonna publish it. So now
easy.
these will
Oh,
stay here so that you can come in later and you can make changes to these and you
mhm.
can save it, but then don't publish it until you've removed this other stuff and you have it the way you want it to be seen.
But it is still actually published live where if they
Yep.
click on it, they can still do it. But it's so I
Yeah.
don't have to click publish to make it live when I'm doing changes. It's still actually live.
Right. This
Okay.
is still live and it's still live the way it was when we started.
Okay.
And until you publish, it will stay live the way it was when we started.
Sounds
Okay.
great.
And
Sounds
then we're on the phone. We're on next week. So we'll hash out the rest of it.
yes. And then if I need more on Friday, I get double dip. Right.
That's right. You double dip.
All right, perfect. And I will
Cool.
play with it until then. 30 minutes a day.
Don't play with the automations and stuff, just so you get used to it. Because just like this, you're going to have another event and you'll have another event, another product, another automation. I only say play with it because then duplicating stuff is easier. That's all. So you get used to that. But all right, cool. Well, these are good questions. I like it. People struggle with website stuff all the time. So the more we do it, the easier it gets for everybody. But any other questions before we wrap up?
No, you gave me lots to work on. Oh, we meet again.
Till we meet again. Okay. Well, have
Thank
an
you so
awesome
much.
weekend, and then rest your week next week. We'll see you next Friday.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
See ya.